Hello and welcome back to A Path to Diamond. Today I'm going to be going over my Songhai deck. I did not get on with my lyonar deck at all. I could not get it to work. I tried changing it. I do not think I'm a very good lyonar player. I think I'm not sure what I was doing wrong, but there's just so many things that I just could not get to work with lyonar, and just things just weren't working out very well. I did change the deck. I'm not going to bother showing you the deck because it's just I don't think it's very good. But I have been playing a lot with my Songhai deck, and I have been getting a pretty good. I'm at rank 14 now, so I'm quite happy with that. I haven't played as much as I would like to this week. I'm going to be playing a lot more soon. So yeah, it's all good, and yeah. So basically, I made two decks this week. I made the Songhai deck and the Vitruvian. I'm just going to go over the Songhai deck for now. I think I'm going to try and make decks for all of them. I've made a decision. I'm going to make decks for everything, and so I can at least be mediocre at everything and be able to do my dailies quite easily. Okay, so I'm going to go over Songhai. All right, first of all, this is the general that I chose. His ability is to be able to move two spaces. Teleport, yeah, there it is. Teleport two spaces. Anyway, oh yeah, there you go. Teleport a friendly minion up to two spaces. This is great for Songhai as you have things with backstab. Yeah, you can just get the minions that you want in the right space. And yeah, I didn't understand what it meant by two spaces originally, but it means um, diagonal one space or two spaces up or down or left or right. Anyway, we've got inner focus, react a friendly minion with three or less attack. This is a great ability. I mean, you can um, animate something that you've just put down, or and don't forget you can animate reactivate something and then buff it up so its attacks higher than three. So anyway, it's a good card. Really helps. Um, Blood Tear Alchemist. I'm not really sure about this card, but it has come in handy sometimes against things that are like ranged attackers and stuff because you can do it on anything. But it's not amazing. Uh, yeah, it's very situational anyway, but it does help. Okay, so Um, Saber Spine Seal. Okay, so this gives a minion or general +3 attack this turn. For one, I mean, it's just that's a lot of attack for just this. This deck is generally going to try and get as much attack in one turn for as cheaply as possible. It's quite an aggro, aggressive deck that has a few situational things thrown in to help out. So we've got Imperial Shroud. Imperial. Anyway, Shroud. Dispel one nearby space. This is really good for things that like growth or something that has something that's just going to annoy, and has an ability that you can't keep it going, or there's a lot of things that has something that's gonna if you don't dispel it or kill it in this turn next turn it's gonna become mental. So really helps out. For only two, it's really useful, and it's a 2/2. It's not so bad. Helium Mystic. This is another one where I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep him in, but he does help out. He restores 2 health. I will say that he is good for one other card, which I'll mention when we go to it. So we got Jaxi. I really like this guy. Really helpful. You can just throw him away and he becomes a ranged attacker. I mean, it's not too bad. And I know he's not amazing stats or anything, but you can buff him up, so he could be a ranged attacker with a lot of health and damage and whatnot. Okay, Phoenix Fires. These things just help with the aggro. I mean, for two, you spend two and you do 3 damage. I mean, what more do you want? Primus Fist. This is one the two cards that I bought with my spirit. I think because they're a neutral card, I figured that they would be good for most decks. Having something that can buff a nearby minion with +2 attack, I kind of assumed would be useful nearly every deck that you can make, for every faction even. So yeah, this is what I went for. I bought two of them. Tuskball, this guy, I mean, this is it's just another aggro minion. I mean, you throw him in, you ideally do 2 damage to something, and maybe take 2 damage back, and then hope that they don't kill it. Or if they do, they take another 2 damage from you. So it's not too bad. I mean, you can just keep throwing him out again and again. I have had that work, and I'm not sure if they didn't understand if they didn't kill it, it wouldn't come back or what. But this guy, I mean, generally speaking, yeah, for 2 points, he does the damage and he does help quite a lot. Gorehorn, probably my favorite card in this deck. For the faction, it's just crazy. I mean, he's just absolutely bonkers. This is why I was saying about Healing Mystic. This guy is a 3/3. He starts off at 3/3. Every time he attacks, so that means when you attack, not when you retaliate. So like if somebody attacks you and you hit back, that doesn't count as an attack. It's when you attack. You gain +1/+1. Now the thing is I like to just keep healing him if I can and keep him alive for as long as possible. Um, so yeah, you just basically you backstab, you become a 4/4, and they hit you, and you can just keep healing after that, and yeah. Anyway, um, this guy is what I use my general's ability for as well. Generally speaking, to get him behind whatever I'm attacking, so he doesn't take any damage back. Okay, so Killing Edge. This is another thing you buff up Gorehorn with, but not necessarily. I mean, there's a lot of other things that you could buff in um, this deck. But Gorehorn does give you the advantage that because he's got Backstab, you get to draw another card. Okay, Lantern Fox. I swear, if I had enough spirit, I'd buy another two of these guys. They're just amazing. Every time he takes damage, you get a Phoenix Fire in your action bar. I mean, yeah, I mean it's just bonkers. This deck, you can run out of cards quite easily with this deck because everything's quite cheap, and things like Lantern Fox and where is he? Tuskball really make it easy to keep the cards in your hand. I wish I had more Tuskballs and Lantern Foxes for this deck, and I think this deck would be amazing with those more of those two cards. Okay, so Saber Spine Tiger. This is quite a standard card. I mean, this is like everyone knows this card it comes free anyway, but it does help with this deck a lot because it's only three. It costs three. It does 3 damage, and it's got rush. I mean, yeah. Widowmaker, great card, a great annoyance card. It's got range. This is another thing. I mean, even though he hasn't got backstab, it is a contender for Killing Edge. I mean, because if he's doing 6 damage every turn to something, uh, I mean, you got to think you could play him on turn three. No, if you're the second person playing, you can play him on turn one, and then the next turn you can have Killing Edge. So then he could be doing 6 damage to whatever um, your opponent brings out, or anything, or to your opponent's general. It's just yeah, he's bonkers. Um, I do like the Widowmaker. People will try and get rid of him as well, which is not a problem in itself because if somebody does get rid of him, it means they've used a lot to do it. So ideally, you'll have your Gorehorn buffed up or something else to do damage with. Dakakari, this guy, I'm not so sure about him because like I said, this deck it does rely on speed, but he does if you buff him up or not, he's going to do a lot of damage. I mean, and I felt like I needed something with a bit more meat in the deck, so that's what he's there for. I mean, yeah. Anyway, he's good. He's not terrible, but I think he's another contender for something that I would like to replace. Ideally, I would love to get more more of the other cards I was talking about, Tuskbore and Lantern Fox. This, yeah, but yeah, I mean he's not bad. Dancing Blades. This is one card which I have to say I really like. It deals 3 damage to any minion in front of it. You just place it down and he does the damage. I mean, what more can you say? And he's a 4/6 as well for 5. It yeah, I mean he's really good. Yeah, like but generally speaking, yeah, with this deck, I'm not going to be using the 5 point cards that often. It's more about using the lower point cards often and hoping to get benefit out of things like Lantern Fox. The 5 point cards are there for late game if you're in late game, if that makes sense. And generally speaking, with this deck, I tend to do loads of damage to the enemy general really early on, and then things taper off a bit, and then I will just like attrition him towards the end. So that's why I think having a few 5 point cards does help with this deck. I might take out 1 or 2 of them eventually if I got better aggressive cards, but at the moment this is what I'm going with. Yeah, so I hope you think this deck's good. I think it's great. If you have any advice or any opinions on this deck, I am thinking about at least buying a new Jaxi or another Jaxi or Primal Fist. Mainly because they're both neutral, so that I could use them in all of my decks, and I have enough spirit to buy them. I'm not sure which one. I, yeah, I'm sort of on the side of Primus Fist at the moment because yeah, having another thing that can do +2 damage to something, as opposed to Jaxi, who's a bit mediocre, but they're both 2 points. But I mean, I do like Jaxi still. Um, so I hope you liked the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you liked it. And goodbye.